Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
Mostly. You are enjoying this leading edge perspective?
Yes.
You like the feeling of that new desire? You like the feeling of that old desire? Not so much. There really is very little reason to have old, unfulfilled desires. Because when you ask, it is given. So, you're supposed to have continuing new desires. This leading edge place where you stand insists on that. Your desires are continually amended at all levels of your being without your even trying. So fresh new desires are constantly being born within you. But if you have those desires that were once fresh, they breathed life into you, just the idea of them, but now they beat you up every time you think about them, then there is a little tweaking in your vibrational countenance that is in order. And by that we mean, if you want something and it has not manifested and you've wanted it for a while, there is only one reason for that. You're offering a vibration on a pretty regular basis that is different from the vibration of your desire. You're probably talking about it with friends. You're probably writing emails about it. You're thinking about it and stewing about it and brooding about it and regurgitating it and keeping it active in your vibration, and it's different from what you really want. So we call this gathering the art of allowing. And what it is really about is doing the work. It's not really work. It is living the life, choosing the thoughts, reaching for the feeling. That's really the key to it. That matches your own desire. So if when you think about something you want and it feels exhilarating to you, so much so that you're sort of obnoxious about it, you want to talk about it, you want to think about it, you almost want to be single-minded about it. It feels so good when you focus on this that it's what you find yourself focusing on. Now you have done the work that has caused you to activate a vibration within you that's enough like your desire that it's on its way to you. And you know that it is. You're seeing evidence of it everywhere. Doors are opening. You can feel it unfolding. We always like to say to you that you never get it done and that you cannot get it wrong. And the reason you never get it done is because with each desire that manifests, you also gain a new perspective from which other desires are launched. In fact, even before the fulfillment of one desire has happened, you are already on your way to wanting more. Some of you have been around others who have said to you, you are just too greedy for your own good. You are never satisfied. And we say, that's the eternal nature. If it were true that we would ever be satisfied, this leading edge experience would have ceased to be long ago. If it were ever true that you could come to the end of desire, there would be no more summoning of source energy, and the eternalness that is our eternal promise would cease to be. That cannot be. So it is very helpful for you to become a vibrational match, to get somehow in sync with the eternal nature of your being. And when you do that, one of the big immediate benefits that happens is you stop feeling this panic, frenzy, this rush toward completing whatever desire is before you. And instead, you begin saying, there will always be another, so I think I will slow down a little bit and savor the unfolding of this one. The reason so often you're not savoring the unfolding is because you get yourself in a place where you say, I'm not very happy where I am, and if I could get over there where that desire has been manifested, then I would feel a lot better. I'm not happy in this sick body. When I get well, then I'll be happy. I'm not happy in this ornery relationship. When I get over there in a better relationship, then I will feel better. I'm not happy with not enough money. When I get over there with better income, then I will feel better. And we say, the only problem with that is you can't get over there when you're feeling like that. You can't get there from there. You have to change your vibrational frequency. because you are attracting to you that which is a vibrational match to that which you are offering. So the way you feel is what you're getting more of. So then you say, I look out into this world, Abraham, and I see things I like and things I don't like. I see things that are true, and I'm seeking truth. And we say, everything is true. The statistics bear that out. Anything you focus upon and make active in your vibration until it becomes a dominant part of your vibration will manifest. So when you say, I'm giving such and such my attention because it is fact, and therefore it deserves my attention, we say, what you just said is, I'm looking at this thing that often I do not want, but because it is true, because someone else has looked at it and made it a truth in their experience, now I owe it to someone to look at this unwanted thing long enough that I make it a truth in my own experience. And we say, that is screwy reasoning if we have ever heard it. You live in a universe that is attraction-based. Everything is about inclusion. So when you see something that you really want and you say yes to it, you include it in your vibration. But when you see something that you really do not want and you say no to it, you include it in your vibration. Because in this universe there is no such thing as no, because this is not a universe based on the language that comes from your mouth and tongue. This is a universe that is based upon the vibration that comes from your being. And you can't always hear the vibration, but you can always feel it. You would not look at the gas gauge on your vehicle and see it reading empty and find that so troubling that you just stick a happy face sticker over it. There now, that feels better. Because you want to know what the indicator is telling you. It is helpful to know that you are wanting to add more fuel. And your emotions are the same sort of gauge. When you are full of yourself, you feel wonderful. As you begin to empty out a little bit or pinch off by choosing vibrational frequencies that are not in alignment with who you are, it's good to know it. And so sometimes you see people, sometimes you do it yourself, where you smile a smile to try to cover how you are feeling, or you say words that sound good. They are on the positive end of the list. But we want to say to you, it doesn't matter what word you are saying or what smile or expression is on your face. What matters is the way you feel. And it only matters to you. Nobody outside of you can understand or guide you relative to the mix of vibrations that is within you. When you really, 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 really want something, and you see evidence or are focused upon something that makes you right now activate the absence of it, you're going to feel really, really bad. So somebody that's up close to you that doesn't give a rip about that desire at all, they've never thought about it, they've never cared about it, they don't want it. They look at you and they say, you're crazy to tear yourself up over this. You ought to just let that go. And we say, they don't know. They don't know how many nights you've laid awake thinking about this. They don't know how much data you've collected. They don't know how active this desire is within you. They don't know how important it is. They can't guide you. They can't tell you it's not important when it is. Only you know, you see. Well, now you know everything that we know. Everything that is important to know, you have just heard. And we suspect that you will, as we are, continue to practice it for all eternity. But you're not practicing it because you don't understand it and you've got to practice it for life to get good. You just keep practicing it and refining it because this is the way the universe expands. This is the way joy expresses itself. We never get it done and we cannot get it wrong. And the reason we cannot get it done is because every time we achieve something, we get a new set of desires. And the reason you cannot get it wrong is because you never get it done. Even if you're standing in a place that feels really wrong, your marriage is hateful, or your body is sick, or your finances stink. You didn't get it wrong because it isn't done. Because from wherever you stand, new desire is being born. And as you reach for the best feeling thought that you have access to, you're going to have vibrational movement. And as you have vibrational movement, it is our promise to you that all things of heaven and earth, all things of manifestational form, all fairies of the universe, all orchestrators of the universe, all assistance of all of that will come to you. If you have the ability to desire it, the universe has the ability to deliver it. You just got to line up with what you want, which means be as happy as you can be, as often as you can be there, and let everything else take care of itself. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would have a few items on our things to do today list. And the first item would be, I'm going to do as many things as I can that make me personally feel good. So if you've got a long list of things that other people are demanding from you, other responsibilities, do as many of them as you can too. We know that it's important to you to meet your commitments. But just make it a priority to put more of the things that are pleasing to you. If we were your mother, and in a sense we are, we would be soothing you every step along the way. When you say, I was bad, we would say, on the contrary, you are good. If you said, I cannot do this, we would say, yes, you can, and in time you will. If you said, I don't know where to go, we would say, you'll figure it out. If you were to say, things aren't going well for me, we would say, they are supposed to, things will get better. In other words, we would be there, in fact, we are there, soothing you every step along the way. And the reason that we are putting it into these terms is because we want you, just for a week or so, that's all it would take for you to get the hang of this. We want you to think in terms of reaching for thoughts that give you relief. Which means beating the drum, thinking the thought that is making the best of it. Do you ever find yourself making the worst of something? Yes, you do. And the reason you do that is because at many levels of your being, you know things are supposed to go well. And when they're not going well, there's a part of you that wants to explain to somebody what's gone wrong. And so you tend to want to justify why things aren't going well in order to explain to somebody why you're not feeling the way you innately know you should feel. And we want you to understand you don't have to explain anything to anybody. You're supposed to feel good. That is a given. You never again have to explain that to anybody. You are supposed to feel good. But please do not ask those outside of you to change their behavior in order for you to feel good. Except while you are here today, that it's an inside job. That you have to make you feel good. And when you decide that it's up to you, you will let everybody else off the hook and they'll like you better for it. Most importantly, you will let yourself off the hook. It's a big thing. So somebody says, how's it going? And you say, great, but you've got a happy face sticker on the gas gauge. Great. And what you're feeling is it's not going all that well. And then you say, as you feel that negative emotion, because they've reminded you that you're not where you yet want to be, then you say, things are getting better for me. I'm finding my way. I'm figuring out as I go. I'm having a good time doing it. Evidence everywhere. Can you feel the trend of that? In other words, we want you to take the role of your own mentor and say, I'm going to talk the well-being up by talking the resistance down. And I'm going to do it by reaching for thoughts that give me relief. And now we want to say to you something that you probably don't realize. There is relief in every emotion, no matter how supreme the emotion feels. Because there is no limit to our ability to expand and to our ability to experience and to our ability to express joy. In other words, once you get on the roll of this, you're going to discover new levels of supreme joy beyond your right now comprehension. But it is our promise to you that it will continue to expand.